Urgent Niners fan. Look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Niners news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. 49ers instantly replaced Dre Greenlaw in latest offseason free agency pitch low risk, high reward. The 49ers could add an inexpensive yet quality linebacker to immediately fill the void left by Dre Greenlaw's free agent departure. In an ideal world, the San Francisco 49ers would replace now Denver Broncos linebacker via the same means they acquired him in the first place, using a Day 3 NFL draft pick on a player 31 other teams overlooked up to that point, then turning said player into a star in year one. Of course, following that same course of action isn't exactly easy. Despite being one of the many fifth-round gems the Niners have identified in recent years, replicating Greenlaw's ascent in the 2025 draft is far from a sure thing, especially considering San Francisco boasts a plethora of other roster needs following a major offseason exodus of talent, including Greenlaw. True, the 49ers are aiming to get both younger and cheaper entering 2025, and the draft is an excellent means to do so. However, considering the context, it might be wise for the Niners to shore up roster holes by grabbing some low-budget free agents. And there's one name linked to San Francisco who might be able to immediately replace Greenlaw. PFN tabs Jaylen Reeves-Mabin as 49ers' ideal replacement for Dre Greenlaw. Pro Football Network's Mark Stolte compiled a list of the one free agent each team could sign right now to bolster their respective rosters. For the 49ers, the player selected was Jaylen Reeves-Mabin, a 30-year-old veteran linebacker who spent 7 of his 8 pro seasons with the Detroit Lions, interrupted by a one-year stint with the Houston Texans in 2022. A 2023 Pro Bowler, Mabin encompasses many of the traits Greenlaw took with him to the AFC West. As Stolt described, in his limited playing time the last 2 seasons on the Lions, Jaylen Reeves-Mabin has been solid in different areas at the linebacker position. In 2023, he graded out as one of the best run defenders with a missed tackle rate of 9.353 90. In 2024, he graded out as a solid coverage linebacker, allowing just 13 catches on 108 coverage snaps. He would add some much-needed depth behind star linebacker Fred Warner. Sure, Reeves-Mabin doesn't exactly fit the bill when it comes to getting on the younger side, but the Niners aren't going to be able to solve every available roster hole strictly through the draft, and relying too heavily on rookie talent is a risky proposition anyway. It's possible San Francisco is already eyeing Reeves-Mabin as a contingency plan should it not land its preferred Greenlaw replacement over the course of the draft beginning on April 24th. And there's a better than good chance the former would arrive on a relatively affordable deal too. If so, the 49ers likely don't view the former Tennessee standout as anything more than a quick stopgap option to pair with Warner until someone younger and Greenlaw-esque could be ushered into the fray. In the interim, Reeves-Mabin makes a lot of sense. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Niners news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Will the 49ers trade for Miami Dolphins cornerback Jalen Ramsey? The 49ers Super Bowl is closed. If they play their cards right this year, it will open up again next year. The 49ers need a cornerback, and an elite one just became available. Will the 49ers trade for him? Jalen Ramsey and the Miami Dolphins have mutually agreed to pursue a trade, according to the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Ramsey would be the perfect replacement for Charvarius Ward, who signed with the Indianapolis Colts earlier this offseason. Ramsey, 30, started his career in 2016 on the Jaguars. That season, Robert Saleh was an assistant coach for Jacksonville's defense and Gus Bradley was their head coach. Now Saleh is the 49ers defensive coordinator and Bradley is their assistant head coach. So they have a relationship with Ramsey, which means Ramsey might want to play for them again. Meanwhile, the 49ers let 9 free agents walk this offseason because they're trying to get younger and cheaper. That means trading for Ramsey wouldn't necessarily help them achieve their goals, unless they trade an even older, more expensive veteran. For him, the Dolphins just lost their left tackle, Terron Armstead, who recently announced his retirement. The 49ers have Trent Williams. They could trade him to the Dolphins for Jalen Ramsey, and the two teams could finalize the deal after June 1st to make the money work. Why would the 49ers trade Williams? Perhaps because they're in position to draft his heir apparent for the first time in years. Or perhaps Williams would like a trade. Maybe he doesn't want any part of the 49ers mini-rebuild this season. I'm just throwing out possibilities. The 49ers Super Bowl is closed. If they play their cards right this year, it will open up again next year. Trading Williams for Ramsey would be a good start. San Francisco 49ers predicted to land. Intriguing QB behind Brock Purdy, the San Francisco 49ers are currently locked into a difficult contract situation with star quarterback Brock Purdy. While the two sides have not made much progress towards a new deal yet, there is hope that they'll be able to do so in the future. Purdy should be expected to remain with the 49ers long-term, but the franchise should also protect itself in case that doesn't happen. Mac Jones was already signed in NFL free agency to a 2-year deal. Now, there have been rumblings that San Francisco could consider looking into the quarterback class in the 2025 NFL Draft. A new prediction has them landing an intriguing quarterback option behind Purdy and Jones. Sporting News analyst Bill Bender has made a prediction for the 49ers. He has them drafting Notre Dame quarterback Riley Leonard in the 5th round of the draft with the number 147 overall pick. Leonard, 6'4", 216, is a dual-threat quarterback who piled up 906 rushing yards and 17 TDs with the Irish last season. How effective of a passer can he be? Leonard struggled in the first half of the season, but he settled in with a 68. 2 completion. Percentage in Notre Dame's run to the national championship game, he wrote. He was a hot and cold passer otherwise, and he will need to develop more consistency to stick as a backup. Leonard could fight for third QB duties with Tanner Mordecai with the 49ers. Working with Clay Kubiak in San Francisco would help Leonard improve those skills. Leonard is a winner, but he is also a raw talent. San Francisco could take him as a developmental project and let Kyle Shanahan work his magic. Throughout his college career split between Duke and Notre Dame, Leonard played 43 total games. He completed 63, 7 of his career passes for 7,311 yards, 45 touchdowns, and 18 interceptions. On the ground, he totaled 2,130 yards and 36 more touchdowns. If the 49ers want to add more insurance behind Purdy, Leonard would be worth taking a flyer on. 49ers fans would have nightmares if San Francisco drafts this Washington State WR players named Kyle Williams don't have a good reputation in a Niners uniform. The San Francisco 49ers may select a wide receiver in the NFL draft. If they draft Washington State wide receiver Kyle Williams, fans will immediately have horrific flashbacks based on the name alone. The name Kyle Williams will immediately transport most Niners fans back to Jan. 2012, when the Niners took on the New York Giants in the NFC Championship game. San Francisco lost 2017, and a big part of the reason was because of punt returner Kyle Williams. He muffed 2 punts, one in the 4th quarter, which led to a Giants touchdown, and another in overtime that led to the Giants kicking the game-winning field goal. Those are dark memories for 49ers fans, and if they were to draft the wide receiver out of Washington State, there would certainly be the initial reaction, "Oh no, not another Kyle Williams." That would be an unfair reaction, though. Williams had a solid collegiate career for the Cougars, especially in 2024. In his final year of college, he caught 70 passes for 1,198 yards and 14 touchdowns. Williams has impressive speed and has proven to be a reliable deep threat. That does not necessarily match what the Niners do on offense now, but it could give head coach and offensive play caller Kyle Shanahan a fun new toy to play with. A different Kyle Williams for the 49ers? Perhaps wide receiver may not be San Francisco's biggest need in the NFL draft, but it could be a sneaky need because of the injury to Brandon Ayuk, which has left his availability for Week 1 in question. As of right now, Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall are the top 2 wideouts on San Francisco's depth chart. Those are 2 solid options, but San Francisco may want a little more depth going into the season. The 49ers also have Jacob Cowing, and he is another speed threat, so drafting Williams could be somewhat redundant. Yet Cowing did not get a ton of playing time last year, so if Shanahan does not trust him yet, maybe bringing in a new speed threat to compete with the second-year receiver could be a good option. Williams had a top 30 visit with the Niners, so he is a player who is on their radar, or at least they want other teams to think he is on their radar. If the 49ers do end up drafting him, we know the initial reaction will be to bring up one of the darker moments in franchise history. Yet the Washington State Kyle Williams could end up being a solid addition. Plus, how fitting would it be if the 49ers drafted him and ended up winning a Super Bowl with a different Kyle Williams on the team when the last 13 years of heartbreak started with a Kyle Williams? That would be poetic justice. And now Niners. Fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Niners. I'll be back any moment with more Niners news.